Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday morning. All right. So I got a question for you. Where is your paycheck going? I mean, most of us who are responsible about handling our money have a budget of some sort, right? We know each month when we get the paychecks, hey, this is how much I got coming in. I've got the mortgage to pay or the rent to pay. If you've got that, you got a car payment if you've got those. Everybody has electric, phone, water, gas, some of those, all of those. But we've got a general idea of how much money we have coming in. And, unless you're my ex-wife, hopefully there is some money left at the end of the month, not month left at the end of the money. Unless you're a government. Okay. Numbers came out yesterday on fiscal year 2023, okay, which ended in September. And Joe did a great job. We took in $4.4 trillion. That was the U.S. government's income last year. We spent 6.1. We have a deficit of $1.7 trillion. Okay? And you start doing the math, that's around 30. We spent 30% more than we took in. Now, I don't have to tell anybody that the government's broke. It's not a big deal. But where's your money go? Well, you pay taxes. You pay your income tax. Yes, the income tax is constitutional for anybody that says, oh, you can't do that. No, the 16th Amendment, ratified in 1913, allows income tax to be collected. So all those people that say it's not legal, you're wrong. Okay. We, the people, put the income tax in. Okay. Remember how an amendment has to go through. Okay. Look it up if you don't know. The people voted for it. But so, how does the government come up with these shortfalls? You'll hear all sorts of stories about, oh, we're running a budget surplus or whatever. Okay. Chances are that's part of the story. They'll talk a big game, but they don't talk about their long-term liabilities. There's budget surplus, that's today. You've got short-term fiscal stability, you've got long-term fiscal stability. It's kind of interesting where everybody's moving these days is, why are they moving? Because of taxes is one of the reasons we keep hearing. Like I told you guys a week or so ago, I don't overwhelmingly believe that. I think it's part of it, but it's not the main reason. But so let's look real quick at where the states, or what the states are that are the most financially secure. Okay, might surprise you. Long-term fiscal stability. The number one state in the best shape of all is South Dakota. The number two state, Tennessee. The number three state, Utah. Anybody notice what those have in common? Let's look at short-term financial stability, okay? The number one state on the short term, less than a year, or a year or less, North Dakota. The number two state, this one will really throw you because it's a blue state, is New Mexico. And the number three state is Idaho. Where's the Texas? Where's the Florida? These are the places people want to move to. Okay, it's not financial reasons. Because I'm not hearing about a whole bunch of people moving to North Dakota, South Dakota, New Mexico, because of how well the states are run financially. But that brings us to something that was shared with me by Sean yesterday. Okay. And it kind of falls into place with governments trying to take more of our paychecks. And this is something you may want to get hold of your state representative, because this isn't on a federal level. This is on a state level, We've heard rumblings about this before. But apparently we now have 17 states that are moving toward a pay-per-mile road tax. Now, let's break this down a little bit. I don't drive much. I mean, even though I live out in the middle of nowhere and it's a half an hour for me to get to the grocery store or something like that, I put less than 10,000 miles on my vehicle each year for vehicles. Okay. Yes, I track it. Okay. So I don't use the road. Even what the insurance companies say is average. Insurance companies say that the average person drives 10 to 12,000 miles per year per vehicle. Okay, I don't do half of that. All right. Hey, that should be good for you. You won't have to pay as much tax. And not necessarily, okay? Because how are states looking at doing this? They're going to use an estimated mileage that you drive. Now, if they want to estimate the mileage that I drive, how do you think they're going to do it? They're going to go, he lives out in the country. Everything's far away. He's got to drive more than other people. So now what? I'm going to pay more tax for driving than somebody who lives in a city. Gee, if you want to reduce your mileage tax, why don't you move into our 15-minute city? You won't have to pay that. See where this is going. Okay. And why are they going to do an estimate? Well, because, of course, with all the talk in these 17 states, people didn't want to be tracked. You know, you put that little, remember Progressive, I think, was the one that started. You plug this little thing in your car, and, you know, it'll monitor your driving, and you could reduce your rates up to 30% or something. Right, okay. And, of course, then Progressive knows everything about you. Well, gee, he drives 57 miles an hour in a 55 zone. You know, he drives from 6 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock in the morning, and so they figure all that sort of stuff. I'd say they know where you go, but Christ, we all carry phones with you, and, like I've said before, Google gives you, this is where you drove this month. Even if you never used Google Maps, it'll still tell you, or Apple Maps, or whatever. It doesn't matter who you use, they're still tracking you. Unless, of course, you leave the phone at home, which kind of defeats the purpose of having one, okay? You're being tracked. So let me give you an idea where this is going so you can pay attention more. These are the states, okay? 17 of them, and Washington, D.C., though I highly doubt there's anybody on this channel that lives in D.C. 90% liberal. Yeah, okay. Alabama, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Vermont, and Virginia. So you have a mix of red, blue, and purple states in there. Okay. Most of them being on the East Coast. Okay. Yeah, pretty well. All of them being east of the Mississippi, let's put it that way. But 80% of the population lives east of the Mississippi, so maybe that's not that critical. But so here's the deal. Have you ever heard about double taxation? We're not supposed to be doubly taxed, which I find complete BS anyway. I get my paycheck, they take out federal income tax, I want to go spend my money, and I have to pay sales tax, so, by the time all is said and done, all that, my entire paycheck winds up taxes. But, because, you have to pay tax on your phone or tax on your electricity or whatever. But that brings up the other part. Why do they want to do this? Well, because the road maintenance costs so much and all these people going to electric vehicles. Right. Okay. All these people that have realized that if it wasn't for the government subsidies, in other words, you and I who drive in gas-powered cars are paying so Joe Idiot can drive his Tesla. If it wasn't for those subsidies, the average EV price would be $50,000 higher. There you go. I want to pay $100,000 for a car I don't fit in. Okay. Well, so they keep going. Mind you, this when you go put gas in your car, Californians, you know this one, you're paying for the gas and you're paying state tax and federal tax on top of it. Okay? Highway use tax, that's what it's called. So there's taxes that are being taken out of your gasoline, when you pump gasoline to pay for the roads. But now they want to have a road use tax on top of it, so I'm getting taxed twice. And people go, well, the people who drive EVs don't have to pay put gas in their car, so they're not paying that. Really? Ever looked at your electric bill? Want to see what the taxes are on your electricity? Okay, so yes, they're paying it too. This is all just another ploy to separate you from your money. They want more money. Gee, we spend too much, so rather than cut back our spending, just like a household, you can either cut back your spending or you can increase your income. For us, that means go get a second job, get a better job, get a promotion, ask for a raise. The government doesn't do anything like that. They go, yeah, how much more can we steal from the people? I've said many times, how long is it going to be till somebody comes up with the great idea that we have a breathing tax? Well, we've determined that, you own the land, but we own the airspace. And since we own the airspace, we therefore own the air. And we can't charge you for it, but we're going to have a breathing tax. Mark my words, we're going to see that. Okay, you see everything else. I mean, you got water tax. You're taxed on everything because the government can't get the spending under control. But if you live in one of those 17 states, like I do, contact your state representative and tell them, oh, hell freaking no. Because however they want to do this road tax, what are they going to do? Are they going to force you to put one of those plug-in things? I'm sorry, the wires for that aren't working. Not happening. Well, we're going to require that we check your mileage when you're going to have to come in and register your car. Oh, I'm sorry, my speedometer, my odometer haven't worked in years. Well, you need to fix it. Oh, are you going to pay for it? I can't afford to go put $1,000 new speedometer in my car. So if you're going to give me the $1,000, I'll go do it. Is it going to be attached to your insurance? I'd look for a new insurance company. Okay. How are they going to do it? Are they going to make it on the honor system? Okay. How many miles did you drive this year? None. The truck's been broke down all year. Never got around to fixing it. Oh, you drove your other car. Yeah, put a couple thousand miles on it. I carpooled. Okay. This is the thing. So they're going to come up with just some sort of flat tax. And you'll see it, my guess is, on your registration. And you'll have no way to debate it. You want plates on your car, which you kind of need if you want to drive legally on the road. Okay. Yeah, I know. Well, these people are sovereign citizen. See how well that stands up in court. Okay. But this is what they're trying to do. Come up with another way to separate you for your money. Come up with another way to convince you not to drive a car. And then they pull up with this bullshit going, oh, okay, drive an EV, but by the way, we're going to tax you more. Buy a fuel-efficient vehicle, but we're going to tax you more because we need to fix the roads. Really? So please tell me, what have you done with the billions of dollars that have been paid into the highway fund over the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years? Okay? Because the bridges are falling apart. The roads have potholes all over them. Nobody can get anywhere. Things are under construction that never get finished. Right, Chicago? Okay. what is it? 2 seasons in Chicago, winter in construction. I guarantee if you get on the tollways in Chicago, they're under construction. They have been my entire life. They'll never get finished. Okay. But contact your congressman and tell him, no, you guys get your spending in order. It's not my responsibility to pay for your mistakes. Pinball out.